Well, ahoy cruise nerds, and a very early good morning to you from Orlando. Like I said, cruise nerds, it is a very early morning. It's approximately 2 a.m. here in Orlando. Mom and I are actually getting an Uber to Orlando International Airport to get our flight that will take us eventually all the way to Vancouver to catch the Disney Wonder, which that's where we're picking up the ship. But anyways, we're just finalizing everything in the house real quick. We're saying goodbye to the babies, saying goodbye to Papa John, and also just going ahead and making sure we have everything before we head out at 2:45 this morning. So in the meantime, cruise nerds, let's go ahead and wrap up inside and head on to Orlando International. See you soon, cruise nerds. Well, once again, a very good morning, cruise nerds. So we made it here to Orlando International. Uber was great. It was smooth. We got here in about 20-25 minutes. We got our luggage checked in, which was craziness. But it was all flawless. We got because we already had our flight checked in. And then all we had to do was get our confirmation code, type it in, and print our luggage, our tags for our checked luggage, which for American, I think it's about $35 for the first bag, and then approximately $45 for the second bag. That's as of this recording. So our plane is actually here, and we are just waiting to board in the next 30 minutes. So we're just stretching our legs, making sure we enjoy standing up, and then we'll get going to Dallas Fort Worth, which that is definitely confusing. Our gates keep changing there, so it looks like we're going to arrive at Terminal B, and then we're going to Terminal D for our next flight. So we have about an hour layover, so we are going to be booking it. So I'm going to try the best I can in that particular airport. So cruise nerds, please forgive me if my vlog is a little bit shaky. We're going to be booking it to the next flight. In the meantime, cruise nerds, see y'all in Texas. Ahoy, cruise nerds. So, you probably saw me on the phone a few minutes ago, according to the vlog. So, our flight this morning got delayed, and we were an hour late, which caused us to miss our connecting flight to go to Vancouver. So, we had tried very hard with both American Airlines and Disney Cruise Line to try to find a flight that could get us to Vancouver. Unfortunately, there was no options that could get us there in time to join the ship. So we had to make the hard decision to cancel. So we are going back home. So we arrived about 8:11 this morning in Texas, and so we were here a majority of the day, and we are going back home, and our flight is at 7 o'clock tonight. And we are devastated. We were so excited for this cruise because this was a big trip for us. And we were very excited to go to Hawaii because that was on a bucket list. And I don't think it was in the cards this year. But we will plan again for next year, and we're going to plan accordingly. And I think I've preached this in the past. Do not fly same day as your cruise. Fly at least one day before. Get a hotel so you can stay the night, so you are at least there and you are ready to go with Disney Transportation to the port. So in the meantime, cruise nerds, we will see you back in Orlando. Ahoy, cruise nerds, and welcome back to DCL Cruise Nerd here on YouTube. I am back home with Mama Ronnie in Orlando. Unfortunately, we did not make it to Vancouver for our cruise. So there was weather delays, like I probably mentioned when we were in Dallas-Fort Worth. There were weather delays in the area, which caused us to not land until almost an hour later, which also was a domino effect where we could not make our flight to Vancouver from Dallas-Fort Worth. Thankfully, though, we booked the flights through Disney Cruise Line and everything through Disney Cruise Line, but I will get to that point in just a moment. But we tried the best we could to work with both American Airlines and Disney Cruise Line to try to get us on the next available flight to Vancouver. Unfortunately, there was no available flights that could get us to Vancouver in time to meet the ship before it set sail. So at that point, we decided to go ahead and cancel and get a flight back home. American Airlines was kind enough in that sense to get us on a flight home and on the same day, but it was several hours later, so we spent majority of our day in Dallas-Fort Worth, which was not fun. Thankfully, however, like I mentioned, we had everything booked through Disney Cruise Line. So what we did was we called Disney Cruise Line and advised them that we did have to cancel and explain the reasoning why. And we had vacation protection plan that we did through Disney. So basically what we got was somewhat of a refund from Disney that was not in penalty. And then the rest of the amount that we paid towards the cruise, we had to file a claim with Aon Affinity, which is the insurance company that Disney Cruise Line partners with. So basically what we got back, things like transfers, taxes, fees, and port expenses, the gratuities, because we did prepay those, and a few other small items. We had to file a claim for everything else. Just, for example, like flights, as well as, I believe, Alani, if I'm not mistaken, and a few other minor things. And then we also did file a claim with them, like food expenses, anything extra that was out of pocket, I believe. And so right now we are just waiting on a response for them through Aon Affinity. So that's going to be about 15 days, about 15 days from the point that we filed the claim. So that's going to be another possibly week at this point, a little over a week. And that's going to be 15 business days, if I'm not mistaken. So we filed a claim, we have a file number, and I am monitoring that. So fingers crossed that it does get approved. So we would get everything back minus the vacation protection plan, because that's what it's there for, is for us to file a claim. And of course, I do not take my own advice, but this is why I preach, to make sure that you are your destination where your cruise is at least one day prior, due to weather delays or anything that could happen. Weather delays, mechanical issues, anything that could affect your travel to your final destination for your cruise. Things happen, and obviously we're not pointing fingers to Disney or American or anything like that. Obviously we do understand that nature does take its own course. Things happen. That's all I'm going to say, is things happen, and there is a reason why we didn't go on this cruise. Obviously we do not know what that reason is at this point, but fingers crossed that we get to go in the future. But I just wanted to give y'all that update, cruise nerds, to let y'all know what happened, and also so I could gather my thoughts about this, because obviously, like I said, Mama Ronnie and I are totally bummed. Well, we were so excited about this cruise, but like I said, cruise nerds, this is a learning lesson. We hopefully will get to go in the future to Hawaii, hopefully one day, and we will plan more accordingly and try to get there at least a day or two before, so we can make sure that we are on time for the cruise. But that is all I wanted to update you cruise nerds on. But in the meantime, cruise nerds, thank you for joining me on this particular vlog, and I will see y'all all real soon on board.